Welcome. We are back for another REBURN Fireside Chat. I am Alyson Shelton, the writer and creator of REBURN. And today I'm so excited, Hilary Jenkins, the colorer of M4 and also the variant artist for covers of issue 2 and 4, is joining us. And here she is. Yay! If we aren't having technical difficulties, are we doing an Instagram live? I'm not sure. So I'm glad we got those out of the way. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Yay! I'm good. How cold is it there? I know talking about the weather is banal, but nevertheless, how cold is it?
It's actually not bad. There's still snow on the ground, but it's like been in the pluses, which
Okay.
has been great.
I'm
How
happy
about
to
you?
hear that. It's nice. I'm not gonna hurt people who don't live in Los Angeles. It is very pretty here.
It,
This is my favorite time of year to live here. I love it here in the winter. It's beautiful and not as busy and nice to be
yeah,
outside. It's not too hot. There aren't fires. It's a nice time. So a lot of people were like watching the Super Bowl, I think, and thinking, oh, that looks nice here in the States because the Super Bowl was in Los Angeles. Oh, oh, did I lose Hillary? She looks frozen. Oh, she's coming back. I believe it. Let's see.
it's
Here you
still
are again.
we're still on
Here.
Instagram.
Are you there, Hillary?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here
Okay,
still.
because it looks frozen for me. And I'm
Hmm.
wondering if for those of you watching, is Hillary moving or is she frozen for you?
I'm
Can
gonna move
someone
to a
tell
different
me?
part of the house.
It's just like
This
your
is
screen is frozen. Hey, Cody, is Hillary on your screen or does she look frozen? She looks frozen for me. Or anyone else? Romantic comedies are lame. Can you see? She's moving. Okay, great. And it's just me who's got it weird. Thank you, Sean.
there.
Um, Thank you, romantic comedies are lame. So Hillary, I'm so happy you're here joining us. I'm happy that you're part of our team, our REBURN team. Such a privilege to work with you. And no one except you and I have seen the colors. Well, no one here has seen the colors for issue 3, but they're beautiful.
Aw, thank
And
you. That was a fun one to work on because it was so different than issue 2.
it is so different. In issue 2, we're in the plains, this vast open sky area. And then in issue 3, we're in the Citadel, which is like a futuristic city.
Yeah, with all the light effects and the glow. It
Oh,
was so fun.
you did such a great job with the light effects. Like I had a seed of an idea in my head and you far surpassed any ideas that I had. So it was really, I just want to say it's beautiful. Readers of REBURN have a lot to look forward to. It's just, every issue, I love each issue, but then each issue the next issue kind of blows my mind. Like I'm so excited about it. Um,
I get that. Like I with this upcoming like with number 4, like that one it just keeps getting better. It's just so good.
yes, issue
Yeah.
4 has some good fights, and I'm a
Yeah.
fan of good fights, and it has an
Yeah.
awesome double page spread that I'm so excited to see how you color because Elise's inks are just
Yeah, she's just
chef's
nailed
kiss.
it.
Double chef's kiss is what this is. I just invented it.
Yeah.
So, but you also have a hit comic book you're working on, Apache Delivery
Yeah.
Service. Tell us about
Apache.
it.
That one's it's been like another dream job to work on because it's I got to play with a lot of like really acidic colors that I don't usually get to play in, kind of inspired by Apocalypse Now
Yes.
and vintage kind of that awful time, but really got it like that really helps sell the message because it's a dark one. But yeah, that one
Yes.
was just so much fun to work on. I'm done it now. Like it's I think issue 2 just came out, so yeah,
And is it a
it's
limited series or is it ongoing?
There's four. It's just a
Okay.
four. Yeah, and then I think they'll probably collect it into a trade like they usually do.
Yes. But it's
Yeah.
selling out all over. I
I
mean,
know.
yay
I only
you.
just got my first copy of issue one because I couldn't get one. But yeah.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. And romantic comedies are lame says that I like Black Badge, Grass Kings, and Apache Delivery is turning out so good. I also, and what about Fear Case? Romantic
Fear
comedies
Case
are
was
lame.
super fun too.
That's a
That
great
one was
one.
watercolor. Yeah, they're all like I'm working with Tyler, we're trying to hit like a lot of different genres, so
Hmm.
it's kind of covering different areas. Generally, the undertone is dark because that's just kind of the stuff we like to work on, but,
And there's
but
not a
yeah.
lot of comedies. You haven't hit the
No,
comedy genre
not
yet.
yet, but
Yet.
there's one in the pipes. I
Oh,
don't
really?
know. I'm not quoting you, but I
How
think it's going to
fun.
happen eventually.
That would be so cool. I would be, that could be really fun to color. I mean, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
I definitely use it in a way to throw it in a, maybe in a lighter or not, depending on the story, because it can really change the attitude of it.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not just like, but in movies, music can really tell you how to feel. And I think color can
Yeah,
operate in a similar way. Um,
very, very much. It
and
is a
it's
lot like,
subtle in the same way that people are like, I don't even notice it,
yeah,
but
when
you
it's
do.
done, yeah, when it's done right and when it's done wrong, it can really affect the story.
Hmm. And when it's dissonant, like it doesn't match the story, you feel this discomfort, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's true.
um,
So,
and anything else you'd like to share that you're working on? You're a bit aside from being a mother, and are you painting? Are you working on your own personal stuff right now?
I'm working on a few other books that I really can't talk about yet. Like I have a bunch of things in the pipeline. There's
That's
one I'm
exciting.
working on with Joe Yzma and Alex Seguera. That's all I can say. It's gonna come out sometime. I don't know when, but that one's done. So
Oh, it's
yeah,
done.
I finished working on that one. So there's things coming, but yeah, I'm busy. I haven't had a lot of time for
Okay.
personal paintings, which I don't mind because I'm really loving the work that I have. So
And do you want to tell? I mean, I think most fans would know your process, but do you want to tell us a little about your process? Because I think it's very unique from my experience.
yeah, thank you. I paint each page that I work on, whether it's any kind of book, whatever comic book it is, every page is printed out and then onto like either watercolor paper or like a cardstock Bristol. And then each page, depending on the book, is painted. So with REBURN, I've done it all in gouache,
Hmm.
except for all the light effects. That was all done like after, just to get the good glows and the nice
Sure.
effects.
If you painted it, I was going to want to know what kind of secret magical tools you use to do that.
I would honestly, if I could, that would have been like a really extra fun part. That's kind of why watercolor is nice because you get
Hmm.
that glow. But
Hmm.
REBURN is not done in watercolor, but the Fear Case was done
Fear
in
case.
watercolor.
Hmm.
And that one was a lot of fun to kind of let it bleed out, which was appropriate because there was a lot of blood.
It was.
Um,
I mean, I think
but
it was really appropriate too. It felt sort of, because the whole thing's kind of wrapped around a curse, and it sort of feels like this. I don't know. Reality is questionable, and I think watercolor plays to that feeling of.
yeah, the ethereal kind of
Hmm.
like smokiness of it.
Hmm.
So, and then yeah, like Apache was all in gouache too, just like Reburn. So that's kind of the more poster,
Hmm.
flatter, but still variation within that color. And then those are all scanned in, and then the inks are put back on top digitally, and then they're cleaned up. So any like mess around face edges, all that's kind of cleaned up so that it all tightens.
So that's a fairly time-consuming process, wouldn't you say? It seems like
Oh, yeah, just a little bit.
we're always like, "Wow, that's
But
that's a lot of steps." You
it
can
is,
tell
but
in the finished product. I think. The amount of
That's
effort and time and care you put into it, I think you can see it on the pages.
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I keep like I could do it digital,
For
but I
sure.
feel like for my enjoyment and the process enjoyment and
Hmm.
the look that it comes from it, that
Hmm.
it's worth the ridiculous amount of time it takes.
Well, I think it's nice that that it sounds like anyway that it fulfills that artistic. It's not just a job, you know. It is also you're able to paint and feel artistic within the construct of comics.
Exactly. And like for me, 99% of the fun of it is the math in the mixing of the
Mhm.
colors and like the I can figure those colors out when I'm touching them, but when it's digital, it's like a different part of my brain and it's not as enjoyable when you can't touch it. So,
I can see that for sure. I feel like this kind of when I come from a film and television background, and I'm old enough that when we first started making stuff, we used film, and there is something special about touching it and
yeah.
knowing how to edit it on a flatbed and knowing how to record sound and edit sound on a flatbed. Not that anyone's doing that, and it's not that you know, but there is something about the tactile experience of creation.
Yeah, and the analog too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something we can detect it, which is why a lot of the CG stuff is
Mm-hmm.
still not quite. It's closer, but
Mm-hmm. For
it's
sure.
still not quite real yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's its own reality.
Yeah.
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 So we have Fear Case was so awesome. Wish it was so much longer, like an anthology almost, with each story invoking the mysterious case. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I get that because there's
Yeah.
a lot of offshoots you could do with all of
Mm-hmm.
where it's been and where it goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'll tell Matt.
Yeah. She knows a guy. She can tell him.
Tell.
Um, yeah. Anything else that you want to share? Because we're all about short and sweet here. So any other things that you want to? I just wanted to talk you up and talk about your process and give you compliments. So if there's anything else you want to share,
You're the
have at it.
best. No, that's really me right now. Like I'm just so lucky that I get to do this every day, and it's like a pretty sweet way to make a living. So
And I get it. I mean, I'm happy that all of this is coming together for you. You certainly deserve it, and I am grateful that we found each other through Instagram.
I know, right? That was the best. Like it's been, what have we worked together almost a year now, and it's
Mm.
just been amazing.
Yeah, I
That
look
was
back on it and think like such a random. For anyone who doesn't know, my husband was looking at Instagram and Fiona Staples posted, "Oh, if you're looking for a colorist, Hilary Jenkins, she's amazing. Check her out." And we were looking for a colorist because Elise had colored the first issue and had said, you know, I really just want to do pencils and inks and focus on those. So we were looking for someone, and we were. It's not the easiest thing to do. Find someone who you feel creatively inspired by, who is a woman too, or you know, is because we wanted to keep our team female or non-binary identifying, and and then I messaged Hillary, and we like immediately hit it off.
yeah,
And I loved her work, and it was just like, I mean, it was kismet, if you believe in that. It was like meant to be.
seriously. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to mention I got my copies of
Oh,
issue
you
two
did!
in the mail today, and there's
Yay!
yeah,
Oh,
it was
comps
such
are
a treat.
fun.
Yes.
It's fun to get free things you worked on in the mail. They're not really free, but you know what I mean. Like you worked on it, but it's fun to get treats in the mail. And the physical copies are very, I don't, there's, it's fun to hold as a person who, this is my first comic book, to hold something in my hands that we made. It's a great feeling.
It really is. Being able to hold a tangible thing that you put so many hours into is a beautiful thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's like a lot of the why I do it. When you get the copy, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, like there it is. And you get to
Well,
see all the little bits.
and people will say to me like, "Oh, you know, I think comic book stores are, you know, going to be a thing of the past. Everything's going to go digital." And I'm like, it's not the same. I mean, I read books digitally for sure, but the books
Yeah,
that I'm really wrapped up in, we still read um, the floppies.
Yeah.
or in trade, but usually the floppies. It's a different experience, and you have a relationship with your comic book store, and I mean,
Yeah. And you meet people there, you bump into them, and you find other things you wouldn't expect. But also too, like when you could put it on the shelf, that's the nice thing about trades is like I mean, a floppy can live in a box, but like all my trades are on the shelf and like my kids can pull them off whenever, or
I agree.
there's gotta be still like a place for books. It's gotta keep going.
I want to believe. I believe if my husband would like to keep it going all by himself. He loves the comic store. He loves going and looking through, the back issues and picking stuff out. And I mean, there's a lot of people right now doing speculation and looking at back issues. And so, I mean, there's a lot of interest in physical comics. So I don't think
Oh,
they're going to go away because you smell your books. There you go.
that's legit. I have literally a library over there, and it's like part of the whole thing.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's for me too. The art is different on the page. There's certain ones I don't really care. I'm reading more for the story, but if I'm really like wrapped up in the art, I want to see it on paper. It's different. It looks
Yeah,
different.
yeah, and there's a glow and a detail that you can kind of see in the
Yeah,
print.
yeah,
It comes across, and that's kind of a nice. That's just like food for the eyes.
I agree. It's easier to escape in the actual work. I think it's
True.
easy.
Yeah, yeah, because we're on our screens a lot.
Mhm.
Like it's really probably it's really good to be in another format.
It feels like more of a respite. It's like I'm
Yeah,
reading comics now.
yeah.
Not I'm on my iPad. I'm reading comics now. So back off.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm in a book.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So with that love, that ode to comics, if there's not anything else, so we're gonna sign off. It was lovely to see you as
Good,
always.
good to see you too. Thank you for this.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. And thanks to everyone who joined us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Okay,
See
bye.
you.